Back to Thunder Bay, where the City Council Composition Committee is one step closer to coming up with a recommendation for City Council. The group hosted a public meeting Wednesday night where they were able to speak to Guelph City officials and listen to community deputations. Jessica Clement has this story.
Council Composition Committee members got an inside look at their latest meeting on how a 2 councillors per ward council composition would work. The group had the opportunity to speak with Councillor Kathy Downer and Clerk Stephen O'Brien from the City of Guelph, which has been using a similar model since 1991.
They see it as a fairer, more diverse representation. Some have said they really like having 2 councillors they can vote for.
There's been a lot of questions from the community about having 2 councillors per ward, which is a valid question. How does it work? How does workload work? Do they get along? The answer to the question is it works exactly how our system currently works, and it would work the same in an ending model where some councillors get along, some don't, and some are collaborative and some aren't.
Committee Vice Chair Cody Fraser says the presentation didn't necessarily influence their decision, but it did solidify that a 2 councillor per ward system is a viable option. The meeting also allowed members of the public to make deputations. Corey Bagden asked for a third option, a ward council composition with no at-large councillors. Bagden says the model he's suggesting, which would include 9 wards, would give residents more representation. He adds that it could also help incorporate more Indigenous representation.
Realistically, we won't have any Indigenous representation until we have Indigenous candidates from the Indigenous community step forward and run. So that's what my model tries to do. If you look carefully, there are 2 wards there that don't have names, Ward A and Ward B. I think, in the spirit of reconciliation, I think a powerful step would be to have the Indigenous communities come up with the names for those wards and create that community identity.
Fraser says the 2 options are still 4 wards with 2 councillors per ward plus 2 at-large councillor and a mayor, or 10 at-large councillors and a mayor. But he notes they'll be taking feedback from the deputations and the second phase of consultations into account when coming up with the best recommendation for council.
It's not necessarily one that we think it will be politically viable, but it's our goal and it's our mandate to do what we think as a community is in the best interest of the community. So whether that's going to be a recommendation of what we've already brought to the table or something new, it remains to be seen until December 3rd at least.
The committee will have their next meeting on December 3rd. Jessica Clement, TBT News.